Hey everybody, welcome back here. Another episode of Banish the Doubt. In this episode, this video, what I want to talk about is how we are programmed to be fearful. In fact, I want to read lyrics to a song I heard earlier that really illuminates this. It's how it's encompassing. It's all encompassing. It's around us in our upbringing, in society, in Hollywood, in media. Okay. So, as you've heard me say in the past, we talk about these first 12 years of our life, how we are in a hypnotic state. We're in, from 0 to 2, we're in theta brainwave state. From 0 to 2, we're in delta brainwave state, which is like sleeping in the middle of the night. From 2 to 7, we are in theta, which is a hypnotic state. And then from 7 to 12, we're in alpha, which is very low, very slow consciousness. So we're not operating in consciousness at all for the first 12 years of our life. But here's the thing. From those who came before us, and the generation before that, and before that, and before that, you keep on going back. A lot of it was centered around fear and attachments. See, we're programmed to be attached. We're programmed to be fearful, but it's fearful of death, and it's fearful of being alone. You see, the average mother in America today goes back to work 2 weeks after having a pregnancy. So right there, the child is abandoned. 2 weeks, the infant is abandoned. So we're feeling alone. We don't want to feel alone. We want that attachment because for the first 9 months of our existence, we've been attached to mom through the umbilical cord. Okay? So the fear, though, the attachment masquerades itself as love, as ambition, as responsibility. How many of us were told, you gotta be responsible, you gotta get out there, you gotta be ambitious? That person's really successful because they're very what? Ambitious. And we get caught up in, we have the first love and what have you. And we're very attached to that other person. And for many of us, self-included, we get our what? Our hearts broken. So then what do? We go into another relationship and we're sort of standoffish. You know what? I'm going to go into this. I'm going to tiptoe into this one because why? Because, well, I had got my what? Heart broken. I was attached, just like I was attached to my mother. I was attached, and that person left. We broke up for whatever reason. It's my fault or what have you. And I'm abandoned again. I'm all alone. So real quickly, I just want to read you lyrics to this Jordan Sparks song called No Air. Many of you watching this may recognize the song I'm talking about. And she says here, tell me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air. If I should die before I wake, it's cause you took my breath away. Okay? My heart won't move. It's incomplete. Wish there was a way that I can make you understand. See, wish I can make you understand. But how do you expect me to live alone with just me? Let me say that again. But how do you expect me to live alone with just me? So there you go. It's written into the lyrics. So let me ask you, how many young, impressionable minds. Now, I'm not saying anything wrong about this girl, Jordan Sparks. I'm just creating a point, okay? I just want to highlight or magnify a point. How many impressionable minds were impressed by that? Just that lyric alone, okay? It's so hard for me to breathe. You tell me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air. Can't breathe with no air. That's how I feel whenever you ain't there. I'll stop there with that. But you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. So we have love, we have ambition, we have responsibility. So what does society say? Well, if you work longer hours, if you're more ambitious, you'll be successful. If you're more responsible, you'll be successful. But for the most of society, we are being ambitious and responsible for someone else. We work for the company, we work for somebody else. Let me ask you, how many of you watching this video? How many of you are working at wherever you do while you're living? Let me ask you it this way. How many of you while you're living are doing what we would do it tomorrow, whether there was $10 in your account or $10 million in your account? Doesn't matter. You wake up, you're excited, you're in just in full of vigor. You want to just go ahead and get going, full of zest. I want to get going and start doing what I do every single day. I would submit maybe 1% of you watching this, maybe even less than that. Okay? So, fear, attachment, masquerades itself as love, ambition, responsibility. The love, the ambition, the responsibility is born out of that fear. Okay? Fear of what? I just mentioned in the lyrics. Being alone. Fear of not being enough. Fear of uncertainty. Okay? So that we latch on to things. We clutch harder. We clutch more, right? To the love. You see it here in the lyrics in the song. You know, it's me. If I can't have you, right? I'm thinking of other songs. You know, if I can't, I think there was a song in the '70s. If I can't have you, um, just think about any. I mean, you can just think about many, many, many love songs, right? Love that have to do with if you leave me now. One of the more popular ones when I was growing up. Not sure who sang it, but if you leave me now, the rest of the lyric is, you'll take the what biggest part of me. Right? Some of you are probably singing it right now in your head because you've heard it so many times. It's programmed into you. Just like what I'm talking about, those first 12 years. We observed this. We observed the dynamics, right, between mom and dad, the larger family, the narcissism, the codependency. We observed all this, but we didn't understand from being born to 12 years old. None of this was taught, right? There's no codependency 101 in school, right? There's no narcissism 101 in school, how to observe it or spot it in somebody else. There's none of that, okay? So we clutch to things that we clutch to love because we don't want to be alone. We clutch to ambition. Why? Because we fear not being enough. We clutch to responsibility because why? There's uncertainty. We think there's uncertainty. We're terrified of their absence. We're terrified of what the absence of the love might bring. We're terrified of what not being ambitious enough might bring. We're terrified of what not being responsible enough might bring. But it has nothing to do with any of this. It has to do with that's the programming inside of you. Again, I go back to what I said a few minutes ago. If tomorrow you were to wake up and there's $5 in your bank account, or there's $5 million in your bank account, are you living the life that is not based off of how much money is in my bank account? Because I understand that the bank account is nothing more than a reflection of how I'm living my life. And it could be $5 in your bank account, but you've understood and you've let go of these attachments. Okay? And then you understand that any money that's going to be in your bank account is nothing more than as a reflection of this newfound way of living, of detaching yourself from these. Instead of being attached to love, you detach yourself and say, I am in love with myself. and I am enough, and I am worthy, and I am deserving. Therefore, just having this type of a mentality, of a mindset, love will be attracted to me. That type of love. Okay? I am ambitious towards what it is that I love doing. It's who I am. I don't have to be ambitious for anybody else or anything else. I'm just drawn to that. Me and this thing, we just come together like two magnets. Okay. Responsibility. Well, based off of how I feel about myself, I'm worthy of myself. I'm deserving. I am worthy and deserving of the life that I live, that is foundationally based in the love that I have for myself, and the respect and the integrity that I have for myself and the character. Then that's the type of life that I'm going to embody, and that's the type of life that I'm going to put out there to the world. Okay, so, but the paradox is, it is only in the silence, it's not the noise of the world, it's in the empty space left behind after we release this, after we release the attachments, that we can finally hear the voice of the soul. It's only after we detach ourselves from that. We've been programmed, okay? We've been programmed that strength is attachment, it's holding on. That to preserve is to maintain your grip, even if your hands are bleeding, okay? But true strength is found in the willingness to loosen your grip. Soft touch, ease, relax, be present in the moment. This is how we understand about detaching, but this is how, though, that we maintain that detachment. We learn to live in the moment, in the present. We start to understand that when we find ourselves drifting into areas that we find ourselves attaching to things, that we realize, wait a minute, that's the old programming. If we find ourselves reacting to life versus responding to life, hey, wait a minute, that's the old programming. So for any of you watching this or looking for a way through techniques on how to loosen your grip, detach from the old programming, you can go to my channel and click on the link, Coach Geo. Let's work together on techniques and methodology on how we start to incorporate this letting go, this detaching, this lightening our grip on life, and how it will help us to become healthier people. And the healthier we become mindset-wise, the richer our life becomes in every area of our life, obviously including finances. Okay? If you would like to have any more discussion on this, go to that channel, go to my channel, click on the link, and let's talk about this. Have a great day.